We're going to look at fractional equations in lesson 24. Looking at example 24.1, it gives us 4 1/2 x minus 3/5 equals negative 1 1/4. And we have to solve this. We're solving for x. Well, the first thing we're going to want to do in these equations is to make these mixed fractions and proper fractions. So remember, to make this mixed fraction improper, we multiply the 4 times the 2, which would be 8, and then add the 1, so 9. So that would become 9 over 2x. 4 times 2, add the 1, 9 over 2x. Minus 3/5, that's already improper, equals, make this one improper, negative 1 times 4 is 4. Add the top 1, 5 over 4. So now that we have it and have the fractions improper, what we want to do in order to solve for x is do the least common multiple. Least common multiple. Because we can eliminate the fractions by multiplying every numerator by the least common multiple of the denominators, because then the denominators will divide into the least common multiple, leaving it you'll be able to solve for x. So the least common multiple. What is the least common multiple within the denominators? So we're looking at 2, 5, and 4. What is the least common multiple? Well, one way to do that is always to multiply them together. 2 times 5 times 4. That's 40. Okay? That is a multiple, but I will say that is not the least common multiple. There's different ways to do this. Most of you, or many of you, are probably good enough to just look at this and know, okay, 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, 2 goes into 20 as well. So 2, 5, and 4 go into 20. That's going to be our least common multiple. So we can use that. You can use 40. That'll work out as well. You just have bigger numbers to reduce in the end. But we're going to use our least common multiple of 20. Least common multiple is just the smallest number all three can be multiplied to be. So we're going to multiply everything by 20. Now when we multiply 20 times 9 over 2, we can reduce the 2 and the 20, or cancel, I guess, the 2 and the 20. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 20 10 times. So then we do 10 times 9x, and we get 90x. Do the same thing here. We can cancel 5 goes into 20 4 times. And that becomes 4 times negative 3, 12. Same here. 4 goes into 20 5 times. So negative 5 times 5, negative 25. And now we have a solution in which we can solve for x. Add 12 to both sides. Negative 13 equals 90x. Divide by 90 and we get a weird answer. But negative 13 over 90 equals x. Negative 13 over 90. So that's how you do fractional equations. Let's look at one more. This one has no mixed fractions. They're already improper. 4x plus 2 over 5 looks weird, but it's still actually an improper fraction. We can't do anything with that. So what we want to do is find our least common multiple. What is our least common multiple between 5, 2, and 3? All right, well, let's multiply 5 and 2. That's 10. Does 3 go into that? No. 5 and 3, that's 15. Does 2 go into 15? Nope. What about 5 times 2 times 3? 10 times 3 is 30. Yeah, I can't think of a multiple any smaller than that. So we're going to use 30 as our least common multiple. So we multiply everything by 30 so that we can cancel. 5 goes into 30 6 times. Now, we'll go ahead and do this part. What you have to do here is put the 4x plus 2 in parentheses because we're actually going to multiply the 6 times the 4x and the 2. So we're going to distribute. 6 times 4x, 24x. 6 times 2, 12. Okay. 2 goes into 30 15 times. 15 times negative 3 is negative 45. And then 1/3 of 30 is 10. 3 goes into 30 10 times. And now we solve for x. 12 minus 45 is negative 33. Add 33. Getting x by itself. 43 equals 24x. 43 over 24 is your answer for x. And those are fractional equations. Let's look at the next concept in lesson 24. Overlapping triangles. Just to show you how these work, overlapping triangles are actually similar, and I'll show you why. What that overlapping triangles means, one triangle is within the whole triangle. So if I broke this down, we have triangle ABC right here, small triangle. And we have triangle ADE, the big triangle right here. Well, let me show you why they're similar. First of all, angle A, they're reflexive, they're the same. So those are the same angles. These lines, in order for us to create similar triangles, these are actually parallel. So therefore, we could look at angle D and angle B as corresponding angles. And corresponding angles are congruent. So therefore, B and D are congruent. And we know they would actually be the same for the other, for C and E. But we also know that that angle similarity means angle, angle, angle. So because of angle, angle, angle similarity, that means the triangles are proportional. So let's look at a problem and put it into practice here. Example 24.4 gives us these overlapping triangles. It actually already gives you the tick marks to show you that they are similar. So that's easy. First thing I would do personally is I would break it down into both triangles. So I'm going to make one triangle here, and I'm going to make sure to add my tick marks. This is my little triangle. Let me see what the letters, it doesn't have letters. 4 is between the 1 and 2. 7 is on the 2 side. 9 is on the bottom. Then we have our big triangle. Okay, big triangle, the base is y. Now, this side right here is actually 6 plus 4. 6 plus 4. Because it's the full length of the side, so therefore 10. This side is the sum of 7 and x, like so. And so now we can do a ratio and solve. So our ratio, let's look at what we know. 4 to 10 correspond. So 4 over 10 equals 9 over y. We're just looking at what corresponds. The 4 and the 10 are both between the 1 and the 2 tick marks. 9 and y are to the right of the 1 tick mark. So now we can solve. Multiply. We cross multiply to get 4y equals 9 times 10, 90. divide 90 by 4. 90 divided by 4. Sure, we'll go ahead and do a decimal. You can actually reduce this. We'll reduce this to 45 over 2. That's what the book has as the answer, but a decimal would be totally fine. Y is 45 over 2. And then we need to solve for x. So we're going to use our same ratio, 4 over 10 equals, well, we're solving for x, 7 over 7 plus x. Cross multiply. Let's look at the easy part first. 7 times 10, 70, equals, when you cross multiply 4 and 7 plus 6, you simply have to put the 7 plus x. 7 plus x is in parentheses, and then you simply distribute. So 4 times 7 is 28, plus 4x equals 70. Subtract 28. (42) equals 4x. Get this out of the way. 42 equals 4x. Divide by 4. And that would reduce to, let's see, 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 42 21 times. So your answer for x would be 21 over 2. Y is 45 over 2. And that is how you do overlapping triangles. You just know they're similar because of angle-angle, similarity theorem, and therefore they're proportional.